Feel the calm as we journey through tonight's heartwarming tale. Kazania and Koa, the blessings of friendship. This story is about a heartwarming friendship between a human named Kazania and a gnome named Kala, collecting the blessings of kindness and giving, having Bassett Dig. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a kind-hearted woman named Kazania. With a radiant smile and twinkling eyes, Kazania was loved by all. One sunny morning, as she was tending to her blooming garden, she heard a faint rustling sound behind a flowering bush. Curious, she parted the branches and found a tiny gnome named Kala, who looked up at her with big brown eyes. Kala was struggling to find his way back home. Kazania, sensing the little gnome's distress, invited him into her cozy cottage. She offered him some fresh berries and a warm cup of tea. Kala gratefully accepted and told her about his village deep within the forest. Over the next few days, Kazania and Kala became fast friends. They shared stories, laughed heartily, and learned about each other's faults. Kazania showed Kala how to care for the flowers, while Kala taught Kazania about the secret magic of the forest. As time went on, Kala began to feel at home in the village. One night, under a starlit sky, Kala revealed a special secret. Gnomes had the power to bestow blessings. He wanted to thank Kazania for her kindness, and with a sprinkle of fairy dust, Kala blessed Kazania's garden. The once vibrant blooms now glowed with an ethereal light, and the plants seemed to hum a melody of gratitude. Kazania was overwhelmed with joy and gratitude for the beautiful gift. Yet, the true blessing was the friendship they had cultivated. Eventually, it was time for Kala to return to his own village. With a tearful farewell, he promised Kazania that he would visit again. Kazania waved him off with a heart full of warmth, knowing their bond would always remain. And so in the peaceful village between the hills and forests, the story of Kazania and Kala's friendship became a cherished tale of blessings and the magic of giving. Here ends another tale to ease you closer to sleep. Dan and Campanula, a family beyond boundaries. This story is about Dan, a kind-hearted human, and Campanula, a lost owl, who find a new family in each other and learn that true family is built on love and kindness. Dan lived in a small cottage at the edge of an ancient forest, a place where time seemed to stand still and dreams took flight. He was a gentle soul, always kind to the creatures of the woods. One evening, just as the sun dipped below the horizon, Dan heard a soft rustling in the branches of an old oak tree near his home. Curious, he walked over and found a little owl perched on a branch, looking lost and forlorn. "Hello there, little one," Dan said softly. The owl blinked its big, round eyes and tittered quietly. "Her name is Campanula," the owl said in a small voice. Dan was astonished. He had never met a talking owl before. "King Dan," he replied warmly. "What brings you here?" Campanula explained that she had wandered far from her family and couldn't find her way back. Her voice trembled with sadness and worry. Dan's heart ached for her. "You're not alone now, Campanula. I'll help you," he promised. Over the next few days, Dan and Campanula spent every moment together. They explored the forest, played by the river, and shared stories under the starlit sky. They grew to care deeply for one another, finding comfort and joy in their companionship. As winter approached, the forest transformed into a wonderland of snow and ice, and taught Campanula how to build a cozy nest from twigs and leaves to stay warm. In return, Campanula guided Dan through the darkest parts of the forest, her keen night vision leading the way. One evening, as they sat by the hearth in Dan's cottage, Campanula looked up at him with grateful eyes. "I feel like I have found a new family," she said softly. Dan smiled and nodded. "Family isn't just about blood," he replied. "It's about the love and care we give each other." Months passed, and the bond between Dan and Campanula grew stronger. They celebrated the changing seasons together, finding beauty and magic in every moment. Even as the blossoms of spring began to bloom, they knew their friendship was eternal. One day, while they were exploring a hidden grove, they heard a familiar sound. It was the call of Campanula's family. Overjoyed, the little owl flew to them, but then turned back to Dan. "Will you come with me?" she asked. Dan smiled, his heart full. "I'll always be with you, Campanula, no matter where you go. We are family." With that, Campanula led her family to meet Dan. They welcomed him warmly, recognizing the love and care he had given her. Dan and Campanula's family became close, living together in harmony. And Dan had found not just a friend, but a family that extended beyond the boundaries of species. In the warm embrace of the ancient forest, they all lived happily, knowing that true family is built on love and kindness. Let's journey on with another heartwarming story. Dahlia and Daisy's Great Adventure. This story is about a girl named Dahlia and a snail named Daisy, who develop a deep bond of companionship through shared adventures and challenges. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by vast meadows, there lived a girl named Dahlia. She had eyes the color of autumn leaves and a heart as warm as the summer sun. Dahlia loved exploring the meadows, where the flowers bloomed in riotous colors each spring. One breezy afternoon, while chasing butterflies, Dahlia stumbled upon a little snail with an intricately patterned shell. The snail, she learned, was called Daisy. Daisy looked up at Dahlia with curious eye stalks and introduced herself in a surprisingly clear voice. "Hello, I am Daisy," she said. And Dahlia was taken aback, but soon pleased to meet such a charming companion. The two became fast friends, sharing stories as they meandered through the meadows each day. Daisy taught Dahlia about the wonders of the tiny world beneath, the flowers' hidden trails, deep rock pools, and the secret webs of insects. In turn, Dahlia introduced Daisy to the broader world, helping her climb tall grasses to see the sunset and safely guiding her across trickling streams. As summer melted into autumn, their bond only grew stronger. One day a storm rolled in. The wind howled through the village, and the sky darkened with ominous clouds. Dahlia worried for Daisy's safety. Picking up her snail friend gently, she whispered, "I'll keep you safe, Daisy," and cradled her in a soft, hand-woven basket. Through the storm's fury, Dahlia sang sweet lullabies to keep Daisy calm. When the storm finally passed, the landscape was new, wet, and shining with the freshness of rain. Together, they ventured out to explore this transformed world, their friendship unbreakable. In the heart of the meadow, surrounded by their favorite flowers, they danced in the sprinkling sunlight, celebrating their companionship. No adventure was too grand, and no corner of the meadow too small for Dahlia and Daisy. They knew that as long as they were together, they could face any challenge and discover endless wonders. And so, their days were filled with laughter, discovery, and above all, the warmth of an unshakable bond. Inging tale awaits. Come and comforting. If Wisteria and Hannah. This story is about Wisteria, a kind-hearted girl, and Hannah, a ladybug, who form a strong bond of friendship and gratitude. In a lush, sun-dappled meadow lived a charming ladybug named Hannah. Each day, she fluttered round, her polka-dotted wings gleaming under the sun, spreading joy to every flower she visited. Nearby, nestled in a quaint cottage at the edge of the meadow, lived a kind-hearted girl named Wisteria. Wisteria loved spending her afternoons in the meadow, watching Hannah's cheerful flights and enjoying the beauty of nature. One sunny afternoon, as Wisteria was reading a book beneath a shady tree, she noticed Hannah struggling to free her leg from a sticky spider web. Quickly, Wisteria rushed to her side, gently untangling the delicate ladybug from the web's grasp. Grateful and relieved, Hannah thanked Wisteria by landing on her hand and giving a gentle tickle with her tiny feet. Wisteria smiled warmly, feeling gratitude for the small, beautiful moments that life offered. From that day on, Hannah and Wisteria formed an unbreakable bond. Every day, Wisteria would bring little treats like dewdrops or flower petals for Hannah, and in return, Hannah would sit on Wisteria's shoulder, keeping her company as she wandered through the meadow. Their friendship grew stronger with each passing day, thriving on mutual kindness and appreciation. One warm evening, as the sun set in hues of orange and pink, Wisteria found herself feeling particularly thankful. She sat with Hannah on a grassy hill, overlooking the meadow. "Thank you, Hannah," she whispered, "for showing me the beauty of simple things and for being my friend." Hannah, nestled comfortably on her shoulder, fluttered her wings in response, conveying her gratitude for Wisteria's companionship. In the soft glow of twilight, their hearts swelled with gratitude for each other and the serene world around them. The meadow seemed to hum a gentle melody, echoing their heartfelt appreciation. Their story remained a cherished memory in the meadow, a tale of gratitude that inspired everyone who heard it. Good night. May you find comfort in your dreams.